Hi everybody. The peritoneum. The peritoneum is a membrane. Simply, it is a limiting membrane for the internal abdominal cavity or the internal abdominal wall, and the membrane, the outside membrane of the viscera of the GIT and the accessory organs of the GIT like the liver and the gallbladder. So, peritoneum this term is used for the mesothelial membrane or the mesothelium, which is covering the body wall and which is also covering the outermost surface of some viscera, not all, exceptionally almost all viscera of the GIT is covered by this peritoneal membrane. When we see the transverse section of the abdominal cavity, we can see the parietal peritoneum, this is the very basic concept of the peritoneum. The peritoneal membrane is covering the innermost surface of the abdominal cavity, and it is also covering the outermost surface of the viscera. This layer of the peritoneum is known as the parietal peritoneum, and the layer of the peritoneum which is covering the outermost surface of the viscera is known as visceral peritoneum. There is reflection of this peritoneum. There is reflection of this parietal peritoneum on the wall of the abdomen, and it is reflecting inside the cavity. So, this part of the peritoneum, which is bilayered and formed by reflection of the peritoneum on the body wall and to surround the viscera, this is known as mesentery. When this duplication of the peritoneum is from one organ to other organ of the viscera, in that condition this double layered peritoneum is known as the ligament. So, when it is connecting the one organ to the other organ, it is known as the ligament. If it is between the liver and between the stomach, it is known as hepatogastric ligament. If it is between the liver and duodenum, it is known as hepatoduodenal ligament, and here it is also known as hepatogastric or gastrohepatic ligament. So, the other name for the bilayered peritoneum is the ligament. These are also known as mesenteries if they are holding the intestine from the dorsal body wall. The third name, which is also given to the bilayered or four-layered peritoneal membrane is omenta. Omentum is singular and omenta is plural. So, this peritoneum is forming a cavity between the body wall and between the viscera. This cavity is known as peritoneal cavity. Peritoneal cavity. We can notice one important thing here. The viscera is outside this peritoneal cavity. So, this is the peritoneal cavity, this is also peritoneal cavity, and viscera is outside the cavity. So, viscera, which is covered by the two layers of the peritoneum, is known as the peritoneal. And viscera, which is behind this cavity and anterior to the dorsal body wall, is known as retroperitoneal. Some viscera in the lowermost part of the pelvis is below the peritoneal cavity. That viscera is known as subperitoneal viscera. So, we can notice here there are the peritoneal organs which are invested or wrapped by the peritoneal membrane is the peritoneal. The viscera, which is behind the peritoneal cavity and anterior to dorsal body wall, is known as retroperitoneal, and viscera, which is lying below the peritoneal cavity, is the subperitoneal viscera. So, there is practically no viscera is inside the peritoneal cavity, but for descriptive purpose we can use the intraperitoneal and extraperitoneal, but remember always there is no intraperitoneal viscera. To understand the peritoneal cavity and peritoneal membrane better, we should have a small knowledge of the development of the abdominal cavity and the peritoneal membrane. During the development, there is formation of the foregut. The loop of midgut is taken by the yolk sac, and this is the hindgut. This is the dorsal aorta, and this is the dorsal body wall. The loop of midgut is taken by the yolk sac, so it is connected to the yolk sac. This is the artery of the foregut or the celiac trunk. the artery of the midgut, which is very long and protrude out through the umbilical opening, and this is the superior mesenteric artery, and here we can see the artery of the hindgut, the inferior mesenteric artery. So three arteries are supplying blood to the GIT. This is the foregut segment, the loop of the midgut, which is taken by the yolk sac and having a transient connection with the yolk sac, known as vitello-intestinal duct, and this is the anterior body wall, and here it is the yolk sac and vitello-intestinal duct. The GIT is developing in the intraembryonic coelom. The intraembryonic coelom is forming the peritoneal cavity. It is also forming the pleural cavity and pericardial cavity. So, the serous the visceral pericard, the serous and the parietal pleura are homologous to the visceral and peritoneal. So this part is having, the part of foregut is having dorsal mesentery, which is known as dorsal mesogastrium, and the ventral mesentery, which is known as the ventral mesogastrium. The midgut is having the dorsal mesentery, and it is also having the ventral mesentery, but as the development progresses, the ventral mesentery is reabsorbed or disappears during the protrusion of the midgut loop outside the intraembryonic coelom. So we can see the ventral mesentery. The name of ventral mesentery in case of foregut is known as the ventral mesogastrium because it is related to the stomach or gastrium. The dorsal mesentery is known as the dorsal mesogastrium in case of foregut because it is also related to the stomach. The midgut is having only dorsal mesentery. We can see the superior artery and the inferior mesenteric artery. This is the superior mesenteric artery, and this loop is known as prearterial, and this is the postarterial. This loop will form the duodenum, the jejunum and the ileum, and there will be 270-degree rotation. When this loop will be taken back in the intraembryonic coelom, so the rotation will be like this: anti-clockwise rotation, first 90 degree, second 90 degree and final 90 degree. So the loop of jejunum will be right and superior, and the loops of ileum will be, the loops of jejunum will be left and superior, and the loops of ileum will be left and inferior. In this process of rotation, the duodenum will be outside the peritoneum. So, some loops which are initially held by the dorsal mesentery, initially these are in the fold of peritoneum, but as the development advances, the loop is disappearing, and finally the organ will be behind the peritoneum. So, here it is inside the loop of the mesentery. In the second stage, it will partially outside the peritoneal loop and it will closer to the dorsal body wall, and in the final stage the organ is outside the peritoneum. This is known as secondary retroperitoneum. This process of formation of the secondary peritoneal organs is known as zygosis. The post-arterial loop of the midgut loop will form the cecum, the vermiform appendix, the ascending colon, and the right 2/3 of the transverse colon. And this is the part of the hindgut which is having the ventral mesentery and the dorsal mesentery. But as the development advances, this ventral mesentery disappears. So, there is only dorsal mesentery in the midgut and in the hindgut. So, ventral mesentery is seen only in case of foregut, and it is known as mesogastrium ventral and the dorsal. First of all, I will talk about the mesogastrium, how the mesogastrium is developing and forming some ligaments and some ommenta. So, we can see here the transverse section of the developing foregut. This is the body wall. Here it is the ventral mesogastrium, and this is the dorsal mesogastrium. The liver will develop in the ventral mesogastrium. So, this is developing liver. The stomach will develop in the gut loop of the foregut, invested by the layers of developing peritoneal membrane. and here we can see the developing spleen, which is developing in the dorsal mesogastrium. In future, this part will form the lesser sac of the peritoneal cavity. This part will develop as the greater sac of the peritoneal cavity. So the lesser sac and here it is the greater sac. What happens? You can see the stomach is situated in the center. The liver is developing in the ventral mesogastrium and the spleen is developing in the dorsal mesogastrium. There is clockwise 90-degree rotation of the stomach, and this is the direction of the rotation. 90-degree, this is the direction of the rotation of the stomach or foregut on the vertical axis, as well as it is also rotating on the anterior-posterior axis. So rotation, this is the anterior, this is posterior. This is 90-degree rotation as well as rotation on the anterior-posterior axis. So this is the direction of the rotation. After this complete 90-degree turn, the lesser sac is coming backward. This greater sac is moving forward. This is behind the liver and stomach, the lesser sac, and this is anterior to liver and the stomach. This part and this part will form some ligaments. So this is the ventral part and this is the dorsal part of the ventral mesogastrium. This part will form the falciform ligament. The falciform ligament is connecting the diaphragm and anterior abdominal wall to the liver. These are developing from the septum transversum, and this dorsal segment of ventral mesogastrium will form the lesser omentum. The falciform ligament is sickle shaped and having the posterior and lower free margin, which is rounded and having the obliterated umbilical vein, the left umbilical vein and the para-umbilical veins, and it is rounded, so it is called as the ligamentum teres hepatica. So this is the falciform ligament developing from the ventral segment of the ventral mesogastrium. The lesser omentum, it is developing from the dorsal segment of the ventral mesogastrium. Now what happens in the dorsal mesogastrium? The dorsal mesogastrium is having the caudal and cranial ends. It is having three parts. It is having three parts. This is the caudal end and this is the cranial. This is the This is the caudal and this is the cranial. This caudal part of this dorsal mesogastrium will form the greater omentum. The cranial part of this ventral segment will form the gastrosplenic ligament. And the cranial most part of this ventral segment will form the gastrophrenic ligament. Connecting the stomach to the diaphragm. And the dorsal part of this cranial part of the dorsal mesogastrium is forming the lienorenal ligament. The lino word is related to the spleen. So this ligament is connecting the spleen and the kidney. Lino, spleen, renal, kidney. So this ligament is connecting the left kidney to the spleen. So this is the basic concept of development of the mesentery and peritoneum. How the peritoneum is covering the viscera and the body wall. First of all, I will explain the vertical disposition in the sagittal section. So here we can see the sagittal section of the peritoneal cavity, or I can say this is the abdominal cavity, which is again divided in abdominal cavity proper and the pelvic cavity. This is the umbilicus and this is developing liver, or after development this is the fully developed peritoneal. Rugae in the stomach, the section of the transverse colon and the sections of the jejunum and ileum. The rectum, the uterus, the posterior fornix and the anterior fornix of the vagina, and the urinary bladder. So this is the sagittal section of the abdominal cavity. This is the abdominal wall and this is covered by the peritoneal peritoneum. So I will use this blue color for the peritoneum.